The Toybox Killer, a story of terror. As the sun set over Belen, New Mexico, shadows stretched across the quiet desert. But beneath the surface of this unassuming town, something far more sinister lurked. David Parker Ray, an ordinary-looking man with a dark past, had spent years constructing a private chamber of horrors, one that would remain hidden for decades. When the truth finally came to light, it would leave a mark on history as one of the most disturbing criminal cases ever recorded. A childhood marked by darkness. Born in 1939, David Parker Ray grew up in a troubled home. Neglected and abused, he learned early on that control meant power, and power was something he craved. As he grew older, his interest took a disturbing turn. He became fascinated with violent fantasies, collecting books and drawings that depicted acts of torture. But it wasn't just a fantasy for him, it was a blueprint for what he would one day create. Ray's disturbing desires remained hidden for years. Outwardly, he appeared normal. He worked as a mechanic and maintained relationships, giving little indication of the dark world he was secretly building. But behind closed doors, he was preparing for something far more sinister. The Toybox, a nightmare in the desert. On the outskirts of his property sat an ordinary-looking trailer, but inside, it was anything but ordinary. Ray had transformed it into what he called the Toybox, a soundproof torture chamber designed for his victims. The walls were lined with chains, restraints, and various instruments of pain. A chair sat in the center, outfitted with straps to hold victims in place. But perhaps the most chilling part of the Toybox was the recordings. Ray had meticulously recorded audio tapes, which he played for his victims upon their arrival. In these tapes, his calm, emotionless voice explained exactly what was about to happen to them. He referred to his actions as a form of training, speaking as if he was simply instructing them on an unavoidable process. It was psychological torment at its most horrifying level, stripping his victims of hope before the physical horrors even began. Ray didn't work alone. His girlfriend, Cindy Hendy, was one of his key accomplices, helping to lure victims and ensure they remained captive. Over the years, it is believed that Ray targeted numerous women, keeping them prisoner for days or weeks before disposing of them, though the full extent of his crimes remains unknown. The escape that brought him down, for years, Ray operated in secrecy, evading law enforcement and leaving no trace behind. But in 1999, one woman changed everything. Cynthia Vigil had been held captive in the Toybox, enduring days of torment. But unlike many before her, she found an opportunity to escape. One day, while Ray was away, she managed to slip out of her restraints. Summoning every ounce of strength, she ran, barefoot and bleeding, through the desert. She eventually reached a passerby, who immediately called the authorities. When police arrived at Ray's property, they were not prepared for what they found. Inside the Toybox, they discovered overwhelming evidence: restraints, surgical tools, journals, and videotapes documenting Ray's horrific acts. But one crucial piece was missing: the bodies. Authorities believed that Ray had murdered multiple victims, but without physical evidence, they could not charge him with homicide. Instead, he was convicted of kidnapping, assault, and torture, receiving a sentence of 224 years in prison. His accomplice, Cindy Hendy, was also sentenced for her role in the crimes. The chilling end, despite his conviction, Ray never revealed the full extent of his crimes. How many women had suffered in the Toybox? How many never made it out? These questions remain unanswered, but before he could serve his full sentence, Ray died of a heart attack in 2002, taking his darkest secrets with him, a haunting legacy. David Parker. Ray's story serves as a terrifying reminder that true evil often hides in plain sight. He lived among ordinary people, masking his monstrous nature while carrying out unspeakable horrors behind closed doors. His victims, both known and unknown, suffered unimaginable pain, but those who survived ensured that his reign of terror ended. This case is a chilling testament to the resilience of those who fight back, the bravery of those who speak out, and the importance of remaining vigilant. Monsters don't always look like monsters. Sometimes they blend in until the truth is finally exposed. In the words of Edmund Burke, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Until next time, stay safe.